Good day, everyone, and welcome to Obidient Family TV. The program is Hope Alive. Yes, there is hope in Nigeria, and a new Nigeria is certainly possible. Now, good morning, afternoon, and evening, depending on our time zone. We have come again from the Obidient Family TV to have discussions on what is happening, and also the responses that we are getting from the people who have been discussing, having conversations with His Excellency Peter Obi. As you know, Peter Obi is still in the USA and, having those conversations, and are about to come back to come and meet with us down here, and so that we can be able to put up the Obidient unification process on, which is already ongoing. So while we still, lay down, and Mr. Dr. Mo also is sharing with us some of the things he got that will be coming on. So, but before I bring all what PO said about this troubling, bizarre, unusual budgets, he says so much about this budget. But before I come with this very thing, let me also tell you something that is also troubling. Something that is going on in the world today that we at Obidient Family TV choose not to join issues with. However, leaked footages showed that a very disturbing, highly unusual images that probably you won't see on the mainstream media, showing damages that were done to Israel by the Iranian drone strikes, as you can see on the screen. For purposes of maybe YouTube issues, we may not be able to pronounce it as much, but as you can see, the damage is really devastating. That's much we can say. And it is actually causing ripples at the British Parliament, as we know that the British Prime Minister is also taking this issue seriously. These are leaked images of highly unusual damages that were done by the Iranian drone strike that is unreported. Serious things are happening, and the world leaders need to come together at this very point in time to find a way of stopping this very thing from going on. We don't want to go much further on this because you too might have issues with these images. So, but let me bring to you what really happened at the British, between the British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak and Galloway, which is the parliamentarian who is always on fire. Both have met at the house, and there was really serious wasbos on between the Iranian issue and the Israeli issue, both disagreeing at different points. Let's take a listen at what these leaders at the parliament in UK are looking at from their own perspective.
Speaker, I knew your father well for a very long time. He was a fine man, and I am sincerely sorry for your loss.
Once did he condemn that action, or indeed the actions of Hamas in the region. There is no equivalence between these things whatsoever, and to suggest otherwise is simply wrong.
So what is happening in the world today? We just appeal to the world leaders to look at the issues happening in Israel between all the parties that are involved in this conflict, to see how they can find a solution to this problem, because really at this time that the world is facing, has just came out from COVID and trying to do some economic recovery, and we are having this going on, devastating destructions and all of that going on. We've seen the ones happening in Ukraine, we've seen Russia, but now again we are looking at Palestinian Israel, and then Iranians on the rise again. Let the world leaders please look at what they can do on this, because these are really disturbing images, leaked images. It's very disturbing. They should do something about this. Now, coming back to the local scene, because like I said, I don't want us to dwell so much over there, because you never can tell with these issues going on YouTube. But let's look at what we have in Nigeria here. As we know that PO has actually come up with this very same issue concerning the 2024 budget in Nigeria. And yes, he even mentioning it on his conversations in the US where he is having the appreciation tour. You know, what he said, and let me read his tweet. He said, I will remain persistent in my expressions of deep concern about the 2024 budget because of its critical importance to the lives of the citizens, especially the poor in our midst. I will continue to do so until the end of the year as a matter of patriotic engagement. This is because the many negatives of the budget have far-reaching implications for the development of our dear nation and the well-being of our citizens. It is evident that there are items in the budget that do not align with our current circumstances, and it is imperative to call for a review and appropriate environment, allocating our scarce resources to highly priority areas of need essential for the well-being of the nation. For instance, allocating 15 billion solely for the National Assembly Hospital is unacceptable. 15 billion for National Assembly Hospital, where we know say they no go build anything, especially when it exceeds 5 times the budgetary allocation to the National Hospital, or the combined capital vote of our 6 major teaching hospitals across the nation, namely University College Hospital Ibadan, University of Nigeria Teaching Hospital Enugu, Ahmadu Bello University Teaching Hospital Zaria, Obafemi Awolowo University Teaching Hospital Ile-Ife, and many more. If you want to see more and more of what His Excellency Peter Obi tweets, please go to his tweet. But I want to take off from where this very tweet started, when he was talking about these universities, the teaching hospital. That reminds me of that particular, the electricity tariff that has come hitting down on every Nigerian. We can see even the fight that is going on at University of Jos the other day. Protest broke out at the University of Jos just because of what they don't have conducive environment and all of this. We know that Kaduna State University was thrown into a 4-week blackout over unpaid debts. Ahmadu Bello University thrown into this. We have all of this going on across the country. But the elites, I said earlier in the day that Chief Bola Tinubu keep deceiving the nation. They think that the naira appreciating means that things are coming down in the market. Some people even say that fuel has, is down. But the question is, have you bought fuel cheaper, and how much is that? Well, it is no more news that the electricity tariff for those placed on Band A has been jacked up from 68 per kilowatt to 225 per kilowatt, excluding VAT. Why those placed on the remaining bands are denied electricity? Now, one dummy they are selling to us was that the increment only affected a small percentage of Nigerians. That the people they were talking about are just the people who are into production. When they are bent on implementing anti-people policy, they are often very economical. Very, very economical with the truth on the real impacts. Yes, on the real impact of that their policy. They take the accountant way of how much money to save without a critical study of the economics of such savings and the impact of on the people whose well-being should ordinarily top the government priority. The industrial zones are on Band A daily with 225 naira per kilowatts. They won't have an issue with the bills. After all, it will be factored into the price of the goods and services that they offer, and the consumers will pay for their electricity bill. Even the other small-scale industries buying fuel at 700 per litre to run generators to provide services will put the bill on their service charge. So, whether a Band A the other bands without electricity. The burden is on the people, the consumers. We are the ones to bear the brunt. What about electricity consumption in our universities that we are talking about? PO just was reiterating what was happening in all the universities that he had named about what was the budgets that were given to these very universities outside of what was done at the hospital they proposed for National Assembly. But what about the electricity consumption in our universities? Nearly every household has a child in the university. I may be corrected. Most of these universities are on a 33 kV dedicated line, and that is band A. A huge electricity is consumed in the universities that PO is talking about. But though PO was talking about in the aspect of how much they budgeted for the hospitals there. Now, these universities were paying 68 naira per kilowatts till the end of last month. Now, effective from the 1st of this month, April, universities will be paying electricity bill of 225 per kilowatts. But who will pay the bill? The government or the students? Make somebody answer me. Is it government that will pay this bill that is over 300%, or it is the students? And I never see strike. Recall that the federal universities were in crisis sometime last year over their inability to settle their accumulated electricity bills. The electricity supply of a number of universities was cut off for weeks last year. That was 2023. That one I'm very sure of is the ABU Zaria's case that made headlines when the electricity supply was cut off. Any university campus can be without electricity without anyone noticing, but not Ahmadu Bello University, one of the largest universities in sub-Saharan Africa. ABU Zaria case brought the attention of the federal government to the electricity crisis in public universities. Agreements were actually reached, and the electricity was restored after being in darkness for a few weeks. The affected universities in darkness because they could not afford the accumulated bills that were in millions based on the 68 naira per kilowatt. So, a tariff considered high for universities as at that time. Some people find it surprising to hear that universities were in debt over electricity and general questions were asked. The question will be, where is the owner of these universities, which is the government? What are the responsibilities of the owners of these universities, the government? These are publicly funded universities. And you would have expected the federal government to sort their bills through the Ministry of Education. But the overhead from the federal government itself for the big universities is about 150 million per annum. Yes. However, the average electricity bill per annum of some of these big universities is about 1.2 billion. When the tariff was at 68 naira, 1.2 billion when it was at 68 naira per kilowatts. Who will now pay this bill that is now over 300%? Well, the universities are expected to sort themselves out anyhow. It means that the universities must generate funds internally to avoid future electricity crisis. Such situation led to an increase in some levies by the universities to accommodate the current realities. Universities have tried to raise funds from the students' registration fees for their basic need to be in operation. Of course, we know the reaction of all of this. Why these universities were thinking that they have raised a reasonable amount based on the 68 per kilowatts to avoid an electricity bill crisis in 2024. NEC woke up one morning to announce the insane new tariffs of 225 per kilowatts with immediate effect. This new tariff is 332% of the old rate. Yes, go and check it. It's 332%. A recent energy audit in Ahmadu Bello University that was reported estimated the electricity consumption of the university to be about 1,629,936 kilowatts in a month. This estimate was very close to the monthly energy consumption when students were in session. When you multiply that by 225 naira per kilowatt, it will give you about 366,735,600 naira in electricity bill per month, over 366 million per month. In 1 year, this electricity bill will be 4.4 billion in 1 year per annum. The annual electricity bill of Ahmadu Bello University now will now jump from 1.2 billion to 4.4 billion naira, and the bill must be paid. So who will pay? Is it the government of Chief Bola Tinubu, or it is the students that will pay? Make una dey feel me oh. Make una answer. Go to comment section. Tell me. Now federal government go pay this bill for universities. This one why they take do analysis now na ABU Zaria. Okay. ABU is said to have about 50,000 students. Make we even check that one. 50,000 students. If you share the bills per student, that will be 8,000 naira per both undergraduate and postgraduate students. The municipal charge paid for this academic session by the students to take care of electricity bills, water supply and sanitation was 15,000 naira per student. I beg, help me check whether maybe a mistake there. That amounts to about 750 million for a year. 750 million for a year. An amount that was below the electricity bill for 2024. So, for universities like IBU to cope with the bills, they have to explore the goodwill of the few that have the university at heart. They will reach out to people to go and start begging for money. And that also means that if INEC assign them job to some of their professors to go and do job, it means they will be compromised. With the new tariff, the electricity bill from April to December 2024 has tripled. It will be about 3.3 billion as against 997 million that the university envisaged for the 9 months. Who will pay these bills for this university? Is it the students or is it the federal government? The non-constituent university councils or the acting council or the education minister? They will all figure out the over triple electricity bill from April to December of 2024, since you cannot be the students in the middle of the term. Anyway, the message is that the new tariff will most likely affect the student registration fee for the next academic session. The charges from municipal service may likely increase from 70,000. The staff living in the quarter should also get ready for about 225 per kilowatts bill. And even the NLC made no comment on the insane tariff that is counterproductive, because they believe the dummy that it won't affect the ordinary Nigerian. What a pity. Before you swallow this dummy like the NLC, I just want to let you know that the new tariff, this electricity tariff, will at least increase the fees of your child in public universities. You will be saying they do farm for village, it will affect you. Just like this Minister of Power, Adebayo Adelabu, is angry that the electricity is affordable to Nigerians, and more angry that we let out our fridges work all day. You can imagine that we allow our fridges to work all day. Anyway, we can excuse him. The minister is an accountant who spent most of his career in the banking industry before venturing into politics. He has zero experience in the management of the power sector. He is probably yet to realize that the power sector is beyond just crediting and debiting the balance sheet. I have not heard him speak about the slave wage paid to the Nigerian workers. What we are paid does not affect him. So amazing that even the Chief Bola Tinubu can just stand up to announce fuel subsidy removal with immediate effect without any committee meeting. He floated the naira without any committee meeting. It has been 10 months, 10 good months now since that very subsidy removal, and the committee is still meeting. They are still sitting. 1 billion naira per meeting. That's what is happening. But yet to come out with a new minimum wage, we never hear that one. Then, while we are waiting for the minimum wage to cushion the effect of this the fuel subsidy removal, just then, Chibola Tinubu and his government decided to increase the electricity tariff by over 300% with immediate effect again. Everything with immediate effect. We have not yet recovered from the effect of subsidy removal. Hyperinflation from combined effect of the subsidy removal and then floating naira. The imposed poverty and now tripled electricity tariff. Who are the economic advisors to Chibola Tinubu? Is it the IMF and their agents? What happened to the general well-being of the people of Nigeria, the electorates that should be a priority? What I do not understand is how this Chibola Tinubu and his cabinet go around him, think they can grow Nigeria by strangulating the people of Nigeria. It affects everybody. Even when you say you get light, you no get light. It affects you. Even if you say the tariff, you are not the one to pay it. You are going to pay it. You are the one. Your price of children's milk will increase. Food in the market will increase. Every of those people, everything you buy will increase. Has it come down? It has not come down. But we keep talking. Yes, we are the original opposition and we keep talking. And as we keep talking, we hope that they will take the clue of what we are saying. Let them do the needful. Let them do the right thing. Chief Bola Tinubu, call your members. Let the meeting end and let them bring the minimum wage. Let's know how much Nigerians are to earn. That will be all I have to say until, again, I bring this topic to the next level. But before I go off the studio, let me remind us, congratulations to, Patani local government for their registrations on the Obidient Family Cooperative Society at their local government in Delta State. I also want to congratulate, Uduapani, one of the local government that also showed commitment by registering the Obidient Family Cooperative Society in Cross River State. I want to congratulate so many of you who had collected their certificate between yesterday and today. You are doing great. A new Nigeria is certainly possible. For those of you who don't know what is happening across Nigeria, there is a unification process of the obedience going on. And we are also creating a structure, local government grassroots structures, that is the implementation of the Obidient Family Cooperative Society in all the local government. That is for welfare package, package for all the obedience in different local governments. If you wish to join the Obidient Family Community Platform, the link is actually at this very video, both at the content, the description of this video and at the comment section, it will be pinned. If you want to join the Obidient Family Cooperative Society, the community platform, join us on WhatsApp at least to start with, to understand what Obidient Family Cooperative Society is all about. Join by clicking on the button that is right there on the comment section and also on the description of this very video. Join us now. When you join the community, you easily move into the group of your local government where you reside, so that we can all do what? Form up together, unify ourselves, reconnect, and do business together. Until tomorrow when I come your way again. Bye for now.
At all, there's no benefit to consumers. How can you raise electricity from 68 naira per megawatt to 225 per megawatt? It's uncalled for. It's very unfortunate. Personally, if I have the financial muscle, I will check out with my family and friends equally. The suffering is getting too much. Food you cannot buy. Eating is a problem. Family of 2 now or 3, they find very difficult to take 3 square meals.
This increase in tariff is another suffocation to the masses of this country. It's totally rejected. It's not acceptable in any form, because we have never seen anything good coming from this administration that warrant us to be paying high tariff. Okay, they are paying high tariff. Where is the power? How can the fund industry survive?
If you recharge a light of 1,000, it doesn't stay up to 1 day. Before you know what is happening, here, it's gone. And even though we recharge, At times, in fact, not at times, 2 days, 3 days, we will not see light. And when they bring this light, it doesn't last. Highest 2 hours, it will go. But what I'm looking at is the light. Light. We need light. We are really suffering in light. In fact, we are really suffering. Especially this time there is heat. My children, my family, at times we sleep outside because of heat.
Please, they help us. So if they have light, but sometimes they will not give us light. But and this thing, NEPA bill, maybe they just reduce the bills. The bill is too much for us.
A customer who buys more, who purchases more, should get a rebate. Not so. So why is it that the issue now is you have to pay higher for buying more of a product? For me, that's a paradox. People should get discount for buying more. Increase has not reflected in my residence. But the supply, I wish the supply can be increased. The supply I have in my place is, I don't know, the band. You know, they have this uproar about which band and we belong to and all that. There should be uniform meterage. If somebody consumes more of a unit, there should be there should be no disparity between the prices of the units, irrespective of the bands. I don't believe in bands. I don't think there's any reason for there to be different bands. There should be just one single tariff. If you use more, you pay what you use. If you get more supply, it increases what you pay. I think that is what is reasonable.
The timing is what I condemn. Just imagine the increment in the electric tariff. A civil servant is being paid 30,000 as a minimum wage. The person have to pay house rent, have to pay for school fees for the kids. Then the high cost of feeding, you now join it, increment in the tariff. So it's a very heavy burden on the people. The hardship is still biting very hard.